Bless you! God? Oh, no. It's all good. I'm just Faye. I haven't been in the human world for a while. Oh, this is so cute. We have an escaped convict, so I'm just helping out with the bless you thing for humans who sneeze alone because he can hear when people sneeze, and it kind of calls him, and so he'll come and try to take your stuff, and he's really not supposed to do that. I'm not taking this. Don't worry. How did you get in here? Oh, by the way, have you seen a little leprechaun dude? He's about yay tall. He's in a yellow jumps. I got him. At least that's one explanation as to why we say bless you when someone sneezes. Why do we do that? Do you ever think about how random that is? I don't know of any other bodily functions that are polite to acknowledge, let alone with a statement of faith. And English speakers aren't the only ones that do it. People all over the world, in many different languages, acknowledge each other's sneezes. Or, if you want to be fancy and medical, you can call it sternutation, which is from the Latin sternuere, which means to sneeze. The word sneeze is Germanic in origin. Most English speakers acknowledge it with bless you, or even God bless you, usually in reference to the Abrahamic God, but some English speakers also say Gesundheit, which is German for health. And I know I'm not the only one who thought it meant bless you until I actually started learning German, but it's not just speakers of Germanic and Romance languages. In fact, the world over, most phrases that people use when someone else sneezes are variations on wishes for divine blessings or wishes for good health, although not all of them.
Winjasida.
Ami.
Ndo.
Dalu.
Yimarishi.
Yanarishi.
So why do we do it? What's the point? These days, for most people, it's just a reflexive show of etiquette, like asking your coworker on Monday how their weekend was, even though you know they did the same thing they did last weekend and the weekend before that, or saying, "I'm good, how are you?" when someone asks how you're doing, whether or not you're actually doing good. These little social niceties that we perform to show each other we're still committed to the whole living in a society thing. But who was putting so much thought into sneezing that we now have this practice that echoes of religion, but is still used even by people who aren't religious? Well, there are a few different stories. When I was a little kid, I had these same questions, though maybe not in so much detail, so I asked my mom, the source of all knowledge. She explained that a long time ago, people used to believe that sneezing was your soul trying to get out of your body, and so when they said bless you, they were essentially saying, wow, hope God keeps you from dying, because they believed that without a soul, the body would die. And while that's no longer very common, the believing sneezing will eject your soul out through your nostrils thing, not the body dying without a soul, that's still pretty widespread. The phrase stuck around just as part of having good manners. Probably pointless, but again, showing your commitment to being nice to other humans around you, like not putting your elbows on the table. Anyway, as it turns out, that's a pretty common explanation. Just variants on sneezing being a danger to your soul or something. Some said it was the devil trying to steal your soul instead of your soul just trying to escape on its own, like that squirrel from Ice Age in pursuit of an acorn. Some said the force of the sneeze could blow your soul right out of your body. Others said sneezing didn't get rid of your soul, but just the evil spirits that had somehow gotten in, and by invoking God's blessing, they were hopefully protecting you and the other people around you from those evil spirits getting into anybody else. And they were kind of right on that one if you consider germs evil spirits. But yeah, I guess Pope Gregory I wasn't that far off during the Roman plague of 590, one of the bubonic plague's earlier jobs before it got its big break as the Black Death. That's right, the Romans were dying of Yersinia pestis centuries before it was cool. During the Black Death, there were reports of people just dropping dead after sneezing, or yawning, but I guess we didn't start acknowledging that. One time in college, I yawned and my teacher told me to cover my mouth next time because he didn't want to see my uvula, but no blessings were wished. I always cover my mouth when I yawn now, though, because it could spread through the air. Actually, it wasn't just the rats. I'm so glad we have antibiotics. But yeah, some say that Pope Gregory I had a standing order during that plague that anytime someone sneezed, the people around them should pray in hopes that the person wouldn't die and or spread the plague to everybody around them. Allergy season must have been really scary. There's also a belief held by some that your heart stops when you sneeze. It doesn't, by the way, so don't panic. But I'm not surprised if ancient and medieval people were afraid of it. I mean, in some places, this was back when bleeding was considered a legitimate medical treatment. They were doing their best with what they they had. But I kinda get it. Sometimes a forceful sneeze can make you feel like your head is gonna explode. But the oldest explanation I could find comes from Jewish teaching. Some say back in the early days of the Old Testament, people never got sick at all, and when the time came for their life to end, it would end with a sneeze. That did, in fact, expel their soul from their body. And the biblical Jacob, or Israel, the grandson of Abraham, for whom the Abrahamic faiths are named, started to feel a tickle in his nose. So he prayed and asked God if he could be spared until he had a chance to give his final instructions and blessings to his family. God said, of course you can. And so, Jacob became the first person to fall ill before actually dying. And apparently it was super confusing for everyone to whom the story was told, because before that, everybody else just sneezed and dropped dead. Your Highness? What? Jacob, the son of Isaac, is dead. Aw. The guy who wrestled the angel? That's a shame. He made really good soup, you know that? He fell ill and has been buried. I will send your sympathies to his family. At least he got to... What'd you say he did? Fell ill. Fell ill? Yes, it was... What's that? It was as if his strength... You mean like he sneezed? Yeah. Everybody sneezes before they die. It's how the soul gets out, you know? It was as if his strength failed him slowly, and he stuck around for a little while after he sneezed, and then passed. People don't do that. The sneeze is what kills you. It's how your soul leaves. Well, breath of life goes in, life. Breath of life goes out. With the sneeze, no more life. Death. Quit making up stories or I'll get out the pepper and demonstrate on you. I'm not... We just got a new shipment in. What were you saying? Yes, Your Majesty. I couldn't find any information on exactly when God decided to make the switch and end the whole death by sneezing thing for everybody, but it seemed to make a pretty solid turnaround because some rabbis, even today, still teach that sneezing is a good sign for someone who is sick. Actually, the Talmud lists a few different things that are supposed to be good signs, most of which involve the discharge of various bodily fluids from various orifices. To put it delicately, Elisha, a significant figure in Christianity and Islam and Judaism, is said to have brought back a child who had died, and before the child woke up, he sneezed 7 times. Another sage taught that sneezing while praying is a good thing, because just as one feels relief in their physical body after sneezing, so their spirit feels relief when they pray. And some Jewish people, especially in Eastern Europe, tug on their ears when they sneeze. Some say it's only to be done if you sneeze while speaking of someone who has died, some do it for any old sneeze, and it's also hotly debated which part of the ear is supposed to be tugged on and in which direction. It's also debated whether it should be done at all because we don't know exactly where it started, so some are concerned that it's too pagan. But according to my research, the Hebrew response to a sneeze is said to translate to life, pretty similar to most of them. Simply a wish for good health and a long life. Chaim. So, whether you believe that your soul is actually trying to leave your body, or you just say it out of polite habit, personally, I don't see a problem with wishing someone good health for any reason at all. So, if we ever decide we want to do it with more than just sneezing, here are my suggestions for other bodily functions. Good luck. With what? My condolences. Keep up the good work. For what? Anyway, thanks for watching. Please be sure to hit like and subscribe, follow me on other social media for more quality nonsense, or if you liked this, come hang out on my Twitch channel sometime. It's the same thing with sea shanties. That's why a lot of sea shanties have a strong, rhythmic call-and response element. This is educational surgery. But the first one only needs 2 to be full and therefore stable. I don't have enough hands for this, bear with me. These aren't even marbles. I found these at a really old gravesite in Massachusetts. I hope you have a wonderful day or night, whatever time it is for you. Stay safe, and I will see you soon.